So with the Call of Duty Next event getting closer and closer, I didn't realize that I hadn't even talked about the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer mode like at all. I've talked about, even campaign, DMZ, Warzone 2, and all that stuff, but not the multiplayer. And there's actually a good reason for that, and it's because I'm pretty sure that this multiplayer is just going to be more of Modern Warfare 2019. And if you guys like that multiplayer, I'm happy for you. I'm glad you had a good time. But for me personally, I despise it. Like, I really didn't like it. Like, it's not like I realized this at launch or something. Like, when I was playing the beta for the first time, I straight up just quit playing that. Like, only after an hour or two of playing, which is so rare for me, because even in multiplayers that end up being bad, I never really have a bad experience during the beta. Even during Vanguard's beta, I played that for hours upon hours upon hours, but with the Modern Warfare 2019 beta, I was done within 2 hours. Like, I was like, this is terrible, I don't want anything to do with this. And because of that, Modern Warfare 2019's multiplayer was one of the few multiplayers that I just quit playing within the first few months of the game coming out. And I kind of don't want a repeat of that with MW2, because this is going to be a 2-year game, and if I hate its multiplayer, I'm not going to have any new COD to play for a while, and I just don't want that to be the case. And that brings me to the point of this video, and what that is what can Infinity Ward do to bring a Modern Warfare 2019 hater back into the fold for Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. And if I'm being completely honest, it's really not that difficult, because at the end of the day, Call of Duty multiplayer is Call of Duty multiplayer. No matter what these changes that they think are crazy, it's really not. And to me, it's just kind of these smaller changes that could ruin an experience for me. And that's what I want to talk about. And to start this all off, I want to talk about one of the changes that's made no sense to me, and it was the minimap changes. And to me, this is just the worst. Like, I just don't get the idea of it. Why could we not see people on the minimap when they fired unsuppressed guns? Like, why? Like, why did you change this, Infinity Ward? Because, like, it's not like you thought this was a stupid idea, because first things first, you'd been doing it for years on top of that. Second thing second, it's not like you were getting rid of red dot chasing, because there was still a UAV and other score streaks like it. And finally, you had the traditional Call of Duty multiplayer minimap inside of Warzone. So clearly you didn't hate the idea of it, but for some reason you removed it from the multiplayer, and I'm just here wondering why. Because all it did was make a already existing problem in the game even worse. And what that was is slowing down the game. Because in previous Call of Duties, the minimap would provide us with some information. Obviously not all the information unless you had a VSAT or something like that, but at least when people shot, you got a little bit of idea of where the enemies were. Sure, you would be surprised sometimes, but at least it was better than nothing. But with 2019, we didn't have any information, and because of that, everybody is going to be a lot more cautious, myself included. Like, as someone who's traditionally a fast-paced Call of Duty player, I even slowed down my gameplay because I just kept getting shot in the side and the back, and it was just so annoying that that was the case, and it forced me to slow down my gameplay and have to check nearly every single corner every time I was trying to enter into a new room, and that was just not what I find to be fun, and it was in fact the opposite of fun. And really how I'd end up playing the game was just play it super slow, and then once we got a UAV, then I'd finally be able to feel like I'm playing Call of Duty again. But that's not something that I really want to do again, because it really hurt my experience of the previous Modern Warfare multiplayer. But I did mention that the minimap problem just kind of compounded an already existing problem with the game. And what that existing problem was that the game was already pretty slow. But why exactly was that? Well, to me, the main reason why the game played so slow was because of the maps. And this is something that, of course, the developers have officially said. They said they built the maps to be very porous and to be very friendly to new players, to give them small, safe areas where they could get used to the game. And inherently, there's nothing wrong with those ideas. But when it's every single map that is just covered with debris, different levels, and a million different areas and enemy could be in, it just slows down the game, because if you try to play fast, you're not going to be able to check every single possible area that an enemy could be in, and because of that, you're always going to miss one or two, and this is going to lead to you getting shot in the sides or the back, and that's always not a good time. Most times when you're having fun with Call of Duty, you're getting in actual gunfights, and this was something that was lacking in Modern Warfare because the maps were built in a way that just had way too many places to be in. And of course, this is the main reason why the game played so slow. And as I already mentioned, as a not slow Call of Duty player, I really didn't like this. But of course, you may think like, okay, what's your solution? To just go back to a bunch of 3-lane maps like we were doing in Call of Duty for like years and years before Modern Warfare? Well, no, I just think there should be a variety of maps inside a game. I think that there should be the more competitive arcadey style maps, and then there should be the crazy maps that are all random and stuff like that. So you can appeal to both style players. For the people who just like the crazy chaos from the randomish maps that have a bunch of crazy places, they could definitely have their fun on those maps. But then also give us a decent amount of arcadey competitive maps for the people who don't like the randomness in Call of Duty and like to understand how the map plays and how it flows. And to me, I think that would be the perfect way to do it. Like, just give us a perfect cut down the middle of the two different varieties of this map, and from there, I think everyone will be happy. And to me, these are the two big things that I think that if they just changed, then Modern Warfare 2 could potentially be a multiplayer that I like to play. It may not be great, but at least it'll be something that I'm willing to play more than just a couple months after launch. It'll be something I'm willing to play for a long term or something like that. And don't get me wrong, there were other problems the game had. The footsteps were incredibly loud. There was no dead silence or ninja. The time to kill was incredibly fast. But even though I don't like those things and I would like them to change, at the end of the day, those aren't deal breakers for me. The things I've mentioned in this video are what deal breakers are, and that's why I don't want to see a repeat of those things and why I want to see them removed or changed in Modern Warfare 2. But that's just what I think. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. Do you guys agree with me on these changes or disagree? And also, what is your opinion on this? What does MW2's multiplayer got to do to make you want to play it? Let me know that all down in the comment section below. Regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for me. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys next stream video over in the heck of AP, and laters guys.